Welcome to the Be Mindful podcast. I am your host, women's mindset and manifestation coach, Rachelle Rosal Torrio. If you are interested in manifestation, personal development, or spirituality, you have came to the right place. This podcast was created with the intention to help you become mindfully aware of how you think, what you speak, and what you believe, because who you are from within is what you will attract from the out. Let's begin. Hi there, beautiful soul. Welcome back to the Be Mindful podcast and happy new year. Happy 2024. I am so pumped for this year. And as you know, I had to come out with our first episode focusing on how we're going to achieve our goals this year. We are going to talk all about that. I'm going to give you tips. That way, as you start the new year, you're in the right mindset, you're ready to go, you're motivated, and you are going to go fully all in because this is our year. It's time to just stop sitting on the sidelines. It's time to just stop being hard on ourselves and just go all in and trust the process. And as I always say, have fun. So in order for us to achieve our goals this year, we have to take steps internally and we need to take steps physically. That way, we are opening the door to limitless possibilities, and I'm going to teach you how. Before I give you those steps, there's a few things I want to mention that's really important. That way, as you work towards your goals, you can keep these in mind. First thing I want to share, and I think a lot of people get really hard on themselves and forget that this is okay. It's knowing that if you change your goals later, that's totally fine. Sometimes we get hard on ourselves when we're working towards something for a while, and then we later realize that, oh, I actually don't want this anymore. This is no longer a goal for me, and they change their mind. For example, I wanted to be a clinical psychologist. I was in the doctorate program, and during the doctorate program, I was not loving it. It just wasn't for me. And this was also during the time where I was learning about being a life coach. So in that moment of recognizing that I no longer wanted to be a clinical psychologist while I was still in school, it built a lot of fear in me. And I was scared that I was making the wrong decision if I chose to leave the program. And what really matters is that you're doing things that align with you. So what I did is I left. It wasn't for me. And I look back and I don't regret it. I am so happy I didn't stay because I was really unhappy. And for me to just force myself to be in a situation I'm not happy with and I no longer have a goal for, what is the point? I'm wasting my time. This is one life we have. So I might as well do things that I enjoy and really just follow my intuition, listen to where it's taking me. And clearly it led me to right here, right now, recording this podcast episode. So again, if you end up changing your goals, whether that's a month from now, 2 months, the end of the year, that's okay. It's okay to change your path because where you are now, it doesn't define your future. So if you need to change what you're doing, change what you're doing. You wouldn't have ever known what you wanted if you didn't go through it. So whatever was meant to be, it's clearly leading you to where you need to be. The second thing I want you to remember as you are working on your goals this year is to acknowledge every single progress you make every month or every quarter. The reason why I think this is important is because let's say at the end of the year, you didn't achieve the goal that you wanted. Okay, let's say you just fell short or you didn't get to as far as you wanted to, which is totally fine. You can look at the progression. You can see what you have done throughout the year. And that's one thing that you should be proud about. Because even if you didn't achieve the goal, you are still in a place where you were not in the beginning of the year. We are so hard on ourselves and we think that we need to be zooming through things and we sometimes believe that we need to be even further, but you're in the place that you are right now and in that moment for a reason. So acknowledge that. Acknowledge your wins, acknowledge your progression, acknowledge the lessons that you have made, and do that if you can't every month, maybe every quarter or every 6 months. That way you're looking back and seeing what you've done. And if you've noticed where you can shift and do better and improve, you can learn from that. When you don't acknowledge these things and you think that you're just going to be proud of yourself at the very end, I promise you, you might not be. You're probably going to be wanting to move on to the next, which is very normal for many of us. So learning to pause and review the work that you've done, do that for yourself. Make that a habit because you need to be your biggest cheerleader. And the last thing I want you to remember as you work towards these goals is to not force it. Forcing comes from lack. Forcing means that you're not trusting yourself and you're not trusting the process and you're not believing to your core that what you want is possible. I know that might sound a little harsh saying that, but it's true. I had to even acknowledge that for myself and understand, okay, why am I forcing these things? Is it because I have this underlying fear that I might not ever make it? And that's what I realized. I realized that that was still within me and something that I still needed to continue working on, which a lot of people struggle with. Fear should not be the reason why we're not taking steps, but forcing you're just gonna not have fun and you won't be able to perform the best. That's why I give my clients and you guys, my listeners, this advice to try to have fun and enjoy the process, because if you don't, you're going to just be miserable and you're going to be suffering. So don't force it. Motivation comes and goes, but again, setting intentional time to maybe brainstorm or work on what you want to get done, that's how you're going to see the consistency because you're continuously showing up for yourself. It just really doesn't have to be perfect. Just show up, do the work, trust the process. And I know that's easier said than done, but when we can master our mind, that is how we're going to change our life. And this is the year. This is our freaking year. So let's do it. So now let's talk about how you're going to achieve these goals. Earlier, I said that you have to do the internal work and you have to do the physical work. So first, we're going to focus on the inner work because this is all an inner game. It all stems from your mind. It all stems from your beliefs, and your beliefs is what's going to create your results because your beliefs bring out your actions. So we're going to start there because this is the most important part. It's knowing that what you want is possible. So if you're very new to manifestation, you might be aware of the law of attraction. There are 11 different laws, and there's one that's one of my favorites and a great reminder so you can stop comparing yourself and recognize that what you want, you are worthy of it. Your dreams that you have, your big dreams, they're not just there for no reason. They're there because it's there to show you like, hey, you want this, you can have it, now let's go for it. So the law I'm talking about is law of oneness. Law of oneness means that if someone has something that you want, that means you can have it too. So you know how, let's say you see someone, I remember when I was a kid, if I saw someone that had like a backpack or like a shoes or something that I wanted, I would kind of just be like, man, I wish I had that, right? And sometimes we get like that too. But when we say, oh, I wish I can have that, or I wish I had that, I wish I can buy that myself, that comes from a place of lack. Instead of viewing it like, oh, that's cool. I really like that. I can't wait till I get to have that. I can't wait till I get to spend my money and get that for myself. I can't wait till I receive that myself. It's knowing that if someone has something else that you want, then you are in an energetic match to that, reminding you that you are capable of achieving that as well. I have been asked many times from clients in the past, like, how do I just decide that it's mine? You just do. It's just a decision. And I know that sounds obviously simpler than said than done, but that's because fear comes up, doubt comes up, but we have to work through those. That is our responsibility. But leaning into trusting in our dreams and our goals and trusting that what we want is capable for us, that's our job. This is the inner work that you have to work on. This is it. I recently had a conversation with my husband telling him about, past things that's happened in my life and how it created certain beliefs about myself. How I would constantly think that I was never doing enough, how I would do so much and still not be proud of myself, and also just constantly being hard on myself. Recognizing where all of that came from helped me also move forward and heal from that, because I was like, wow, these became my beliefs. And those experiences that created those beliefs within me were years ago, but yet I was holding on to those beliefs that were not true until I was in my 20s. I share this with you today and why this is so important to me, because if you don't work on those limiting beliefs now and you don't let them go, you're going to feel the exact same way 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. Do you really want that? Those limiting beliefs that are holding you back, I know you don't want to feel the exact same way. So this is your sign to work on that. Let them go. And the one thing I want to mention too is that you don't have to dig into the past and try to understand like where the belief came from. It obviously can be helpful, but you can also choose to decide to let it go and tell yourself, I don't want to believe that anymore because it's not true. Because our beliefs affect our emotions, and our beliefs are what create the actions that we put into the world. It affects our behaviors. So deciding that what you want, those goals, you need to become that version that can accept those. And the only way to become that version is to create new beliefs. So for me, when I recognized why I was being so hard on myself and why it kept coming up for me, I now know how to pivot when that comes up. If it comes up for me where I'm like, okay, I'm not doing enough, blah 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 blah, I can pause and be like, no, I am doing more than enough. And I'm also reminding myself, okay, I've taken these steps and I'm acknowledging that right now. I'm progressing. That's all that matters. No matter what, it's going to happen for me. I am not taking no for an answer because I know what I'm worthy of having. And that is the power of manifestation. Manifestation creates your reality based on your personal beliefs. And manifestation is really a self development tool. It teaches you your self worth, it helps you recognize who you really are, it helps you show up for yourself so that you can achieve everything that you want. This is why I love manifestation, because it allows you to believe in the limitless possibilities. Manifestation just helps you become so empowered that you just make things happen. So, this is your job this year. Work on your inner game. Let go of the limiting beliefs that are holding you back. If you master that, if you're able to understand how you're responding to the world and how you're responding to your goals, you're winning the game. It's an inner game that you need to work on. So let go of those limiting beliefs, continue taking action, and it'll just happen for you. And let go of it having to happen the way that you want it to at the exact time that you want it to. And as you start letting go of those limiting beliefs and creating new ones, you are creating new healthy neural pathways. And they're healthy pathways because the beliefs that you're creating are positive. They are creating positive emotions within your body. Think about it. When you are putting yourself down, you feel like crap. And sometimes we get into a really dark place. Sometimes we even get into depression. And that actually leads us to long-term diseases and sicknesses because our body is literally feeling those emotions. It reacts to those emotions. And that's why sometimes we feel the stress in our shoulders or in our back. This is why this work is so important to me, because it's not only trying to help others believe in what's possible, but this also affects our health. So imagine you're not only creating this positive mindset, this powerful mindset, and working towards your goals and manifesting what you want, but you're actually affecting your long-term health. So, what you're doing is you're reprogramming your belief system. You're reprogramming it in a way that's going to help you get the things that you want. And not just physical things, but even, let's say, you want to manifest being confident. You creating new beliefs to reprogram your mind is going to have that confidence in you come out. And it may take some time, but you're doing it. So, how do we change our belief system? This is a tip I'm going to give you. On one side of the paper, write all of your limiting beliefs, the ones that you notice that you're saying often. If you think you're not good enough, if you put yourself down a lot, if you say specific things mean about yourself often, and I know you know it because we can be so mean to ourselves, write all of that on a list on the left side. And then on the right side, I want you to flip that and turn it into a positive affirmation. And every single day, I want you to say these affirmations to yourself. You can pick one a day, you could say all of them at once, but I want you to make it a habit to train your mind to believe in these affirmations. And it's going to take some time. In the beginning, it might sound really weird. It might feel uncomfortable. And that's because you don't believe it yet. So if you are having a hard time believing in affirmation that you have created for yourself, you can even say, I am open to believing in X, Y, and Z. So whatever affirmation you create, say that if you're struggling to believe it, because it is going to take some time. Remember, this is rewiring beliefs that you have had for years. So in order for you to create new beliefs, it's going to take time. You have to train your mind. Everything involves repetition. For example, when we were kids, if we were learning how to ride our bike, if we were learning how to drive, if we're learning how to read, it was repetition over and over and over in order for us to learn it. And then eventually, some of it just became a habit, like driving. We don't have to think anymore. That's an unconscious habit. It's so easy for us to drive, right? So that's the same thing when it comes to your beliefs. And this is why I love affirmations, because they will really change your life if you are being intentional with them. So that is the inner work I want you to focus on. Now let's talk about the physical work. In order for you to achieve your goals physically, we obviously need to take action, right? So let's focus on writing our goals down. A lot of people don't actually do this, which I highly recommend. That way you can just know what you want, get clarity, write it down. What do you want to achieve this year? And to help you, I highly recommend you get one of my manifestation journals. I have two. One of them is Busy Manifesting. This one's Manifest This Shit. This is just one copy. I don't know if it's focusing on it. There's also this one. If you are not watching the video, you can listen on Spotify and watch the video or go on YouTube. But I have different manifestation journals, and I highly recommend, no matter what, it doesn't have to be my journal, but you get a journal and you write down what you desire. The reason why I'm recommending this journal is because I not only give you tips on how to manifest, but it also comes with positive affirmations, and I give you specific journal prompts so that you can stay on track with your goals, and you can always look back in one place. When you manifest what you want or manifest newer things that you didn't even realize you wanted, you can always go back to the journal. So I'm gonna share with you two journal prompts that you could write down. This is the physical work, okay? Like I said, write down your goals, and this is what you're gonna write down. This is one of the prompts from my journal. What are my intentions / goals? So this can be personal, professional, long-term, short-term, and write down anything and everything that your heart desires. There's no limitation, okay? Write it all down, and it's okay if it's not just for 2024, because no matter what, if it's a bigger goal, it might take a few years, but of course we want progression, right? So write everything. The second thing I want you to write down is your why. What is your why? I want you to get clear in this. Like, why do you have these specific goals? So write your goal down on the left, and then on the right side of the page, you can write down why you want to achieve this. And as you're marking why you want to achieve certain goals, you might recognize like certain goals that you actually no longer want anymore, or maybe recognize that your intentions are not for the right reasons. So for example, maybe you want to become a doctor, but to your core, the only reason why you're doing it is because you think you'll be successful or you just want to make your parents proud, but you're not doing it for yourself. That is the clarity that you want so that you are guiding yourself to take steps towards things you truly do want. Now, if you want a copy of my manifestation journal, check my show notes. I have so many different colors. This one's my beige one. I have a blue one right here. I have a green one just like this, but I also have this one that's more plain, doesn't have the butterflies. So if you want one, go grab one. And if you don't want a journal, I also have my monthly manifestation guide. Check my show notes because that will help you as well and keep you on track every single month. Now, after you write down your goals, now it's just creating a game plan for yourself. What steps do you need to take? Now, this is where a lot of people get stuck. They say they want to manifest certain things, but they're not sure how to get there and they want to know how to get there. But really, we aren't the expert from the very beginning, right? Whatever we want to achieve, we're not the expert yet. So it's kind of just stepping full in, not knowing what you're doing, and just figuring it out. That is literally life. And that is okay. It's safe to take steps and move forward. It takes a lot of courage to take steps towards whatever it is that you desire. It can be really scary. The thoughts in your head that can come up is, oh, what will other people think? But really, you just have to let that shit go and just be like, fuck it. I'm going to do what I want to do and not even care what everyone else thinks. I mean, come on, me coming on here recording this video for my podcast and YouTube is just so uncomfortable. Like, yes, I've thought about it. I've thought about family members watching and listening and being scared of like what they're going to think of what I'm sharing. But honestly, I don't care. I mean, I do, like, I kind of do, but at the same time, I know that what I'm sharing, my intention is pure. I want to share this with the world because I want to help people. And I know that my message is going to get to the right people. And if it doesn't resonate, then that means that maybe that's not the right person. And I always share, take what resonates and leave what doesn't because everyone else's experiences are different. But I'm going to share with you what works for me. And I will never share what doesn't because why am I going to do that? I just am never going to gatekeep here. So as we went over, you are writing your goals down, you are game planning, and the last part to the physical work is really aligning your actions with your goals and your beliefs. Like I was saying earlier, the inner work, that's how it's going to help you. So as you're working towards your goals and you're aligning your behavior, it's because you are motivating yourself, you're telling yourself your positive affirmations, and constantly reminding yourself that you can do this. And as you continue to focus on what you desire and knowing that it's possible for you, opportunities are just going to align with you because you're an energetic force. I really do believe that if you put in the work and you trust in yourself and you trust in the universe that it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I truly do believe that God will provide us with the best and only the best, and the best that we probably don't even know is the best for us. And it's okay if you don't believe in God, if you believe in something else. But what's most important is just trusting that no matter what, you put in the work and you trust in yourself, it's going to come right back at you. That is the law of attraction. Like attracts like. You have to recognize and understand your own influence. You can make things happen. And when you focus on what you desire, you bring that to you. You have to become an energetic match. And becoming the energetic match is by aligning your beliefs and aligning your behaviors. It's literally like a circle. What you believe is what you will attract, and what you believe is what you will create in your behaviors, and your behaviors will create your result, and it just goes in circle and circle and circle. You know what I mean? It's all connected. And by writing your goals and setting a game plan, you are creating a direction for yourself. You're setting a destination for yourself. And it's okay if it's not perfect. You're going to figure it out along the way, but trust the process. Trust in yourself. And I promise you, you will look back at 2024 and be like, damn, I did this. I did all this myself. Like, seriously, it should be a practice and a habit to be proud of ourselves, because being in this world of where there's so many things going on and so many responsibilities, to have the ability to take time for yourself and go towards what you want, again, that's courage. And you can do it. You can have whatever it is that you want. God wants you to have what you desire, but He wants you to have what's best for you. And I truly believe in that. And I know that I am worthy of everything that I want. Every time you are lacking motivation, you're not staying disciplined, I want you to come back to this episode, re listen to it, listen to the tips I'm providing you, because at the end of the day, it's doing the inner work and the physical work that's going to manifest what you desire. It's going to manifest your dreams, and it may not be in the timing that you want, but it is going to be the timing that is meant to be. If you enjoy this episode, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share it with all your friends and family. And don't you dare forget, be mindful, because who you are from within will attract from the out. See you in the next episode. Bye. Next episode. Manifest that shit. Yeah.